You know the cards, but do you know the story? There are few characters in Magic the Gathering that have shaped the history of the multiverse more than Urza. To some, he's a hero, but to others, he's a monster. But one thing is certain: without Urza, the multiverse would be very different. Urza was born on Dominaria, thousands of years before the modern era of Magic, and from a young age, he showed an incredible talent for inventing and engineering. Alongside his brother, Mishra, he became fascinated by artifacts left behind by the long-lost Thrawn civilization, and what started as study and curiosity eventually became bitter rivalry. The brothers were separated and raised by different mentors, each pursuing greater knowledge and power. But over time, their competition turned into a hatred, a conflict that would be known as their brothers' war. For decades, Urza and Mishra waged war across Dominaria, using mechanical armies of their own creation, along with powerful artifacts. Entire nations were dragged into the conflict, cities were destroyed, and countless lives were lost. And just as the war escalated, Mishra was tainted by Phyrexia. When Urza realized that the war had gone too far, he made a desperate choice. At the Battle of Argoth, he activated a weapon of mass destruction, resulting in explosions, annihilated armies, and a devastated continent. Mishra was killed. The war was ended. The Dominaria will forever have its scars. In the moment of the blast, Urza's spark ignited, and suddenly he had godlike powers and the ability to travel between the planes. And with this new power, he became consumed by a new mission. After seeing the threat of Phyrexia firsthand, he became convinced that one day it would invade Dominaria and potentially destroy the entire multiverse. So for the next couple centuries, Urza decided his existence was to prepare for that war. He founded secret organizations, manipulated governments, and even conducted experiments on people. He created powerful artifacts and weapons. Even those who fought beside him questioned whether his methods were any better than the enemies he opposed. Urza believed that defeating Phyrexia justified almost any sacrifice, and eventually, the invasion he feared finally arrived. The Phyrexians launched a massive assault on Dominaria, leading to one of the largest conflicts in Magic's history. It was Urza's plans that made victory possible, but the cost was enormous. In the end, even Urza himself didn't survive the struggle. But his plan took course, and Phyrexia was defeated. History rarely remembers people like Urza as heroes or villains. Urza was both, and neither. He was a man whose brilliance saved countless lives, but his ambition cost countless others. His legacy isn't one of perfection. It's a reminder that the greatest victories often come at a terrible price, and that those who change history are often changed by it first. You know the cards, but do you know the story? Before Phyrexia became one of the greatest threats in Magic the Gathering, there was a single man behind it all. Yawgmoth. Long before he became a god of machines and corruption, Yawgmoth was a human, living during the final days of the Thrawn Empire on Dominaria. He was brilliant, ruthless, and obsessed with one idea: the human body was a machine, and machines could always be improved. That belief led him to become one of the leaders of the Thrawn eugenist movement. But after his side lost the Thrawn Civil War, Yawgmoth was exiled from the Thrawn Empire. During those years, he traveled across Dominaria, searching for knowledge. But unlike a normal healer or scholar, Yawgmoth had no limits. He experimented on entire civilizations, spreading diseases and studying its effects, simply to satisfy his curiosity. Until eventually, he returned to the Thrawn Empire. They needed him. Their greatest artificer, Glacian, had been struck by a mysterious illness caused by Power Stone radiation. Yawgmoth discovered the cause and created a treatment, making him a hero in the eyes of many. But Yawgmoth was never interested in simply helping people. He used his position to gain power, influence, and manipulate the government, and slowly take control of Halcyon. Then, his greatest opportunity arrived. A planeswalker named Dyfed showed him an abandoned artificial plane, while others saw a lifeless machine world. Yawgmoth saw something else, a place he could rule, and he named it Phyrexia. By connecting himself to the plane's core, Yawgmoth became more than a man. He transformed the survivors who followed him into the first Phyrexians, replacing flesh with metal, and turning living things into tools of his own will. For thousands of years, Phyrexia grew in secret. Worlds were invaded, civilizations were destroyed, countless beings were turned into Phyrexian soldiers. But Yawgmoth always had one goal: return to Dominaria and remake it in his image. When Urza and Mishra uncovered the portal to Phyrexia, Yawgmoth finally found his chance. His influence helped fuel the brothers' war, and eventually, Urza became his greatest enemy. Urza spent centuries preparing to stop Phyrexia, knowing that if Yawgmoth succeeded, the entire multiverse could fall. In the year 4205 AR, Yawgmoth launched his final invasion of Dominaria. Millions of Phyrexians poured into the plane. Kingdoms fell. Armies were destroyed, and the world faced annihilation. But Yawgmoth made one mistake. He believed his victory was inevitable. In the end, the defenders of Dominaria managed to defeat him, destroying the being who created Phyrexia and threatened all of existence. But Yawgmoth's legacy didn't disappear. His creations survived. His ideas continued. And his name remained one of the most feared in the history of the multiverse. Yawgmoth had a dream to create perfection, to own it. And instead, he created Phyrexia.